I want to talk to us for some few minutes about the symptoms of witchcraft, and I hope this message will bless you all immensely, both those in the room and those watching online. Before I give you the symptoms of witchcraft, which is our subject for today, let's first of all understand what witchcraft is. Witchcraft is simply defined as using supernatural powers or advanced technology to do evil. Let me put it this way. Witchcraft is simply the practice of using mystical powers or advanced technology to perpetrate evil. Okay? When you go and use supernatural powers to kill someone, you're a witch. When you invent drugs that are poisoned so that people will drink drugs thinking they're taking medicine, not knowing that they're taking poison, and they die, you're a witch. Okay? If you use a knife to cut through someone's throat, you're a witch. If you use your influence and your money to bully people and to make people suffer, you're a witch. So it's not just about using dark powers, any technology at all that you use in perpetrating terror, whether supernatural technology or physical technology, whether using your emotions to blackmail people. Use emotional blackmail. You use technology to create fake pictures, fake videos, fake audio, cloning people's voice in order to spread lies against them with the intention of making them suffer. It is witchcraft. Okay? So now we understand what witchcraft is. Let me now tell you the signs and the symptoms of witchcraft. There are many. I will just be stating them. So you should take notes what I'm saying. Now, it is not a crime. It's not a death sentence to know that you're possessed. It is a death sentence to not do anything about it. Okay, it's not a death sentence to realize that you're sick. It is a death sentence not to take measures in curing that disease. Witchcraft is like a sickness. It can infect anyone, and you may be a witch without knowing that you are a witch. You may think you are a normal person, but you don't know that you're possessed. That's how subtle this sickness called witchcraft is. It's evil. You can be sick without knowing that you were sick. You have to go for a diagnosis, or you have to take note of the signs and symptoms of such sickness, so that when you see such sickness, such signs in your body, you know that maybe it's telling me I am sick of this disease. And then you know what to do. I'm going to share with you the signs and symptoms, and I'm going to share with you how to cure yourself from witchcraft, how to end it. Okay? Remember, witchcraft can kill. Exodus 22 verse 18. It says, suffer not a witch to live. Do not permit them to live. So the punishment for witchcraft is death. That's why in ancient times, witches were being killed, because witchcraft is evil. So, this is not to discriminate or not to make you feel less of human. It's just to make you understand, if you're possessed, seek help. Seek spiritual help. Okay? Now let me start with the signs and symptoms of witchcraft. The first sign of witchcraft is having an intention to afflict people. Thinking evil thoughts concerning people. Imagining the worst case scenario for people. When you look at a woman passing, you just begin to imagine how she had an accident and died, how he fell and broke his arm. You begin to imagine how he was slaughtered. You begin to have all these evil thoughts concerning people or even yourself. You begin to imagine how you are beaten, how you are killed, how you begin to imagine all the worst things happening to you or happening to someone else. That is a sign that you're possessed, that the spirit of witchcraft has crept into you. Because naturally, a normal, decent human being should only wish the best for himself and for other people. You don't wish evil for yourself or wish evil for people, especially strangers, people you don't know. It's a sign that you're possessed, because that's a contrary spirit. It is contrary to your natural human response. That's the first symptom of witchcraft. Another symptom of witchcraft is that you take pleasure in the sight of suffering people. You take pleasure. It is fun to you when other people suffer. It is a dangerous sign of witchcraft, and you should be wary of such sign. Whenever you begin to take pleasure in the suffering of other people, you are possessed. It's a sign, it's a symptom that there's a contrary spirit at work in you. Naturally, a normal human being should not take pleasure in the sight of another person suffering. When you see another person suffering, what you should be thinking, what should come to your mind, it should not be funny. It should be sober. It should be awful to see another man suffer. It should not be fun. Okay? When it's funny, when people suffer to you, it shows that you're possessed. Dangerously possessed. With this evil spirit of witchcraft, it's a dangerous possession. Okay? When you're possessed with such evil spirit, before you know what's happening, you begin to imagine the worst case scenarios for people. And when you see people suffering, you like it. Okay? Another sign of witchcraft is that you rejoice at evil. Now, this is similar to the second sign, but this is different. You rejoice whenever you hear that something evil has occurred. You can't wait to hear that someone just died. You can't wait to hear that something bad just happened. You're always on the lookout. You're always on the news for all the breaking news. You want to see blood. You rejoice when you hear bad things happen. When a building collapses, you rejoice at it. A plane crashes, you're so happy. When you begin to have such unnatural responses, you should be thinking, is it that I am possessed? Because that's the sign of a demon. It's a contrary spirit working in you, and you may not be aware. I'm sharing this with you so that you will be aware. It's a sign of a contrary spirit at work in you. A normal human being should not respond to evil news in that manner. Normal human beings cannot be laughing over something that killed people. What is there to laugh over something that kills? It is not funny. It's not funny. What is there to laugh over something that took people's lives? There's nothing funny in that. So why should it be amusing? Why should you rejoice over something that is bad? It's a sign that you are possessed with the evil spirit of witchcraft. That is the spirit that turns people into mindless killing machines. It is that evil spirit that makes people mindless. You can kill your brother without even looking. You enjoy seeing people kill. You will laugh hearing that someone died. It's a contrary spirit. You should be sober. You should be shocked and sad hearing that someone died. That's a normal human response to sad news. But when sad news becomes happy for you, you're possessed. Another sign of witchcraft is that you always want to pull people down. You can't handle the sight of people progressing. You hate progress. When people are happy, you're offended. When people are smiling, you're frowning. It's a sign that you're possessed. When people are living their lives, children are playing happily, a man and his wife is happily enjoying their marriage, you are restless. You want to scatter the marriage. You want to cause confusion. You are a sadist. It is a sign of witchcraft, even in its smallest forms. Don't even ignore the signs when you notice it in its smallest form. And you may not be learning this for yourself. If you notice any of your neighbor or your friend or your business associate acting in similar manner, he's possessed. She's possessed. She may not know. He might not be aware, but he's definitely possessed with that spirit of witchcraft. How does the happiness of other people become sadness for you if you're not possessed? A man is enjoying his marriage with the wife of his youth and you are angry. You want to scatter the marriage so that when there's problem in the man's family, now you are happy. You're possessed. A man's business is flourishing and you are angry at the sign of progress. You are an enemy of progress. You want to see everything go down. This is not whether you yourself are poor or not. It's about you don't want anything to progress. A man is preaching the gospel and he begins to grow. His ministry begins to grow. You are angry. A pastor simply buys himself a car, and those are the people who start shouting when a pastor buys a private jet, when a pastor buys a car for himself, when a pastor buys a new shoe. You start shouting and ranting as if the pastor doesn't deserve to own anything. As if, so according to you, the pastor should not wear good clothes, he should not drive good cars, he should not live in good houses, he should not buy any aircraft, he should just be suffering. His ministry should not grow far, his ministry should just be local and lacking. Then you are happy. You are a witch. When you understand the symptoms of witchcraft, you will discover that 80% of so-called Christians, even those in church, are witches. Many of them don't know that they are witches, but they are. With these signs and symptoms, you will know that someone is possessed, dangerously possessed. You can be dangerously possessed and you don't know. Another signs of witchcraft is that you have a high tendency to do evil. The Bible says, hands and feet that are quick to shed blood. The Lord hates such people as this. You are quick to do evil. You are quick to tell lies against your neighbor. You are quick to blackmail somebody. You are quick to insult somebody. You are quick to tell evil against somebody. It's so easy for you to insult your neighbor. It's so easy for you to blackmail your fellow man. It is so easy for you to tell lies against a brother, tell lies against a sister. It's so easy for you to do evil against your own brethren. It's fun to you. You're so happy when you inflict or cause pain to your loved ones. You have this tendency of doing evil. You have high instincts to kill, to beat. People call it hot temper. I call it witchcraft. People call it hot temper. I call it witchcraft. You will easily get offended. You have this high urge to perpetrate evil, to do wrong things. A girl is passing. You have this high urge to just go and grab her, touch her inappropriately. It's a sign of witchcraft. It's not just lust, it is witchcraft. You cannot control yourself. A young man is passing. You begin to think of all the possible ways you can seduce him. A pastor is preaching. You think of all possible ways to bring him down. You make yourself a tool to seduce a pastor, to bring him down, so that now what will you gain if he's brought down? Nothing. But you just want to bring him down. You are possessed with the spirit of witchcraft. Another sign or symptom of witchcraft is that you are quick to hate. You are quick to hate. See, hatred is a sin of witchcraft. I am not talking about dislike. I am talking about hatred. Hatred that comes from evil mindset. You hate a man so much, you don't want anything good to happen to the man. You hate even the very fact that he exists. So he should die. There are people like that. You hate a man of God so much. Everything about the man irritates you. His message irritates you. His lifestyle irritates you. Everything about him, the clothes he wears irritates you. Everything about him, even his name irritates you. Most of the people who hate men of God don't even know the men of God they hate. It's the truth. There's this man of God in the USA that I got to know about, Michael Todd. He's the senior pastor of one transformation church in Tulsa, Oklahoma, USA. Like, people hate him. You need to see how many bloggers have said evil about him. How many people hate this man? So much that anything he literally does, people hate it. Even when he snaps pictures of himself, because he's a public figure, he's a preacher, and posts picture of himself and his family on social media, you see people attacking him in the comments, trying to look for anything that is bad, trying to paint him as a bad man, as if he doesn't deserve to exist, as if he should just die. That is the spirit of witchcraft in America. Witchcraft. That's why you see the power of God is not moving in the West. It's not moving like it should, because the church is afflicted with witchcraft. Until we get witchcraft out of the church, the power of God cannot flow. Because witchcraft makes it difficult for the power of God to flow. That way, when the power of God flows, witchcraft is exposed. I go through everything. I studied this man. Everything about the man, people hate it. Like, is there not anything to like about him? His hairstyle is offensive to you. His clothes is offensive. I've watched his messages. I've not seen anything heretic in what he's saying. I've not seen anything heretic. They try to always paint him as a bad man, as an evil man. I just see witches all around the place in the name of bloggers. They are possessed. They are possessed. Dangerously possessed with witchcraft. As if he doesn't deserve to exist. As if he should just die. It is witchcraft. It is witchcraft. Once you understand this, now you would see that many people in church are witches. Jesus Christ said, by their fruits you shall know them. He was not just referring to pastors, he was also referring to so-called Christians. By their fruits you will know who is a true believer. Hatred. You hate your fellow man so much. It hurts you that he's alive. Everything about the man hurts you. You take the man's life so personal. As if you have a personal issue with him. I don't like him. Most of the people you hate, you don't know them. And yet you hate someone with passion. Someone you don't know. It is a sign that you are possessed. To be honest, you are possessed with the spirit of witchcraft. Another sign and symptom of witchcraft is that you have anger issues. Anger. Now, anger is not necessarily a sign of witchcraft, but when your anger is in excess, then it means something else is powering it. When you get offended over everything, you are offended over everything, you're possessed. You are offended over the kind of clothes people choose to wear on their bodies. Like, how is that supposed to offend you? I choose to wear whatever I have to wear, whatever I want to wear on my body, and you are offended. I don't understand. You are offended over everything. And if somebody makes a mistake to even offend you or step on your toes, you will not forget that offense as long as you live. That anger is powered by a demonic spirit. No normal human being should be angry like that. Anger should quickly fade away. Yes, anger should quickly fade away. Now, you can be angry. The Bible says, be angry and sin not. So you can be offended, quite all right, but it should not lead to sin. When you have anger issues, you are easily offended. And it's hard for your anger to dissipate. You're possessed. You should be hard to offend, but easy to forgive. And I've already told you what forgiveness is. It's not what you think. Forgiveness is not just allowing people to continue doing evil, not reacting. Okay? I'm But forgiveness is not just about, not reacting and just letting everything slide. That's not forgiveness. That's cowardice. That's foolishness. I've told you what forgiveness is. If you're online, you can go and check my YouTube video that I did some months ago. What is forgiveness? You will learn a lot from there, by God's grace. See what I'm saying? You see, God hates witchcraft in all forms. When you have extreme anger issues, everything gets you angry. You're even offended over things that should not even be offensive. You even offended over things that are not even offensive. Yes. You see that? That anger, it's powered by witchcraft. Another sign and symptom of witchcraft is rebellion. It's rebellion. When you rebel against constituted authority, it's a sign of witchcraft. When you rebel against the authority at home, your parents, it is witchcraft. When you rebel against spiritual authority in church, that is witchcraft. When you rebel against the authority in your workplace, that is witchcraft. Now, I must make it clear. What exactly is rebellion? Because many people don't understand what rebellion is. So what is rebellion? To rebel simply means to go against. To rebel simply means to go against. It simply means to resist an established government, ruler, or authority. Defiance of authority or control. You see that? It's an organized, forceful subversion of the law of the land or the law of any system in an attempt to replace it with another form of government. Means when you want to subvert authority, you want to remove a particular authority and to be the Lord, it is witchcraft. God's ordained order for marriage is that men are the head and the women are the subordinate, not slaves, subordinate. But when a woman says, no, I don't want to be under the man's authority, I want to be in the marriage, but I want to be the leader, the man must be the one that should be my subordinate, that is witchcraft. When you as a child try to control your mother or your father, you're witch. You're wizard. When you try to control the pastor of your church, you're witch. Anyhow you do it, I don't care. It's witchcraft. Anyhow you do it. When you try to control your boss, you try to be the Lord over your boss. Meanwhile, your boss is supposed to lead you in that company, but you're not the one giving orders. Anyhow you use to keep them under your control is witchcraft. Anyhow. Especially these things, especially with women. With women. You control someone else's husband with a secret. You control your boss. Maybe you've had an affair with your boss and your boss' wife is not aware. And because the boss does not want his marriage to scatter, And he knows that if you tell your wife that your boss had an affair with you, the marriage will break up. And now you are now using that secret to control him. To make him do things he should not do. Sometimes to the extent that even other workers are beginning to notice that something is wrong. Your boss gives you preferential treatment because of you are using something as a tool to manipulate him. You're using something as a tool to manipulate her. Men are also good at it. You're using money to manipulate people. Maybe you gave the person money and the person cannot pay you back, and because the person cannot pay you back, you use the loan to control them. You turn them to slaves. You dehumanize them because of something you're giving them. Something you know they cannot afford by themselves, and something you know they cannot do without. So you use that thing to control them, to turn them into puppets. It's witchcraft. Very terrible one. Rebellion is an act of witchcraft. Scripture says it is the sin of witchcraft to defy authority or control. If the authority is bad, leave it. You hear what I said? If the authority is bad, leave it. God commands believers to obey the government. Yeah. Yes. If the government begins giving you laws that go against the law of God who put them in power, you have the right to say no. But to defy such authority is a sin. Now, if they are forcing you to not worship God anymore, there's one thing you can do. Leave. Yes. If the government is forcing you to stop worshiping the Lord, there's one thing you can do. Rather than cause trouble and face consequences or even cause unnecessary chaos, you can do yourself a favor and leave the country. Leave the country. Go to another country. That's why there are many countries I can never visit. Because they oppose Christianity. I can't go there. Because I will cause trouble if I go there. And I don't want conflict with any government. So what do? Stay off. And I'll be in a territory that honors God. Am I to say that when people are being oppressed, they cannot speak out? No. Everyone has the right to speak out against oppression. I know what rebellion is. Understand it. Rebellion is not trying to change what is evil. Rebellion is simply defying authority for the sake of defying. For selfish interest. You see that? Define authority for selfish interest. If the authority is beginning to perpetrate evil and kill people and do things that are inhuman, the masses have a right to say no and to express themselves. The masses have the right. That's not rebellion. Rebellion is when you simply choose to oppose or defy for the sake of defying, or to prove a point, or to take over. See, all the Moses are selfish. But if you are opposing what is evil, for the sake of standing for truth is not rebellion. So you must understand what rebellion is. You must understand it. It's the sin of witchcraft. Rebellion is a sin of witchcraft. Another sign of witchcraft, and maybe that'll be the last I'll give you today, is that you want all good things to come to you and only you. Nothing good should happen to any other person. Only you and your family, at the expense of others. When you are so selfish and self-centered, it's a sign that you are possessed. Yes. Now, caring for yourself and your family first is a natural human action. But wishing that all good things revolve around you and your family, and then you get offended when good things happen to others, so possessed. It's very, very clear. As simple as that. When you feel all good things should revolve around you, you are possessed. You are. When you feel that every good thing should just be around you and your family. Only I and my children. I should be the only rich person in this family. And so you use your money to keep everybody down. Or you use dark powers to make sure everybody is down. To make sure only you is up. You're possessed. These are signs that you're witch. Now, how do I get rid of witchcraft? How do I stop it? I already give you 3 keys, 3 steps. First step, talk to God about it. Start step number 1. Talk to God about it. Tell God you're tired. You notice these actions in you. Tell God, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't understand my problem. Please help me. Please help me. I don't know how to deal with this. Lord, please help me. You see that? Talk to God about it. Tell him, Lord, please help me. I don't know why I have these contrary thoughts. I don't know why I derive pleasure in seeing people suffer. I don't know why I have these anger issues. Because you may not even understand it. Father, please take this evil away from me. You can declare a fast. You can pray like David prayed. Lust is the spirit of witchcraft. Having thoughts to defile everyone is a symptom of witchcraft. You want to defile every single maiden you see. You want to defile every single man. There are people with that evil spirit that you want to defile every single person you come in contact with. Every single person you come in contact with, you want to ruin. You want to destroy him. You see a young pastor, there are some people that their own assignment is to be going around from church to church, destroying men of God. Many women, that's their own assignment from the devil. Just moving from church to church, defiling every single minister of God and blackmailing them in order to destroy their ministries. Many men defiling every woman you see, luring them and taking that virginity by deceit and throwing them away. It's like a hobby you now do. It is evil. It is bad, very bad. It is very, very bad. And people do these things thinking it's fun. No, it's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's wicked. It is wicked of you to even think of doing that. defiling innocent people, taking advantage of innocent people, innocent maidens, taking advantage of them, robbing them of their rights, robbing them of their God-given right. You are literally deceiving them and taking away their virtue. Is wrong. So you talk to God. I don't know what's wrong with me. Why you are always going after married men? Why you're always going after married women? Why you're always going after children? It is unnatural. Father, take this away from me. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is that you seek help. Seek help. Seek help. Go to counsel. Seek help from a genuine minister of God who is anointed. Go and seek help. Book for counseling. Go for deliverance. Man of God, I have a problem. I always have this unnatural desire to afflict people. And I enjoy when I do it. I don't understand what's wrong with me. I begin to notice this urge around my life. I don't understand. Please help me. I'm having enough of anger issues. I just have this unnatural hatred for people. I'm a sadist. Or I'm a masochist. I have these unnatural thoughts and feeling to harm myself. Don't you know that masochism is not just a mental disorder, but a sign of witchcraft? How can a normal human being ever think of harming himself? Taking blade and cutting yourself. It's a mental disorder. It's a mental disorder. It's a mental disorder. And it's a sign of witchcraft, honestly, because no human being, natural human being, normal human being would just think of carrying blades to cut himself. For what? Or think of going to kill himself. Suicide is a demon. It's unnatural. To be honest, it's unnatural to just go and carry cane and begin to beat yourself up. There are people who do that. Go and study BDSM. You understand that most of those things is witchcraft. You're carrying sticks and carrying cane and you are beating yourself. It makes no sense. Something is wrong with you. You need help. I don't care if you enjoy it. You need help. It's not normal. It's so shameful. You can't even do it in public. You need help. So seek help from a trusted man of God, not just who is anointed, someone you can trust. That's why I tell men of God, please be trustworthy. It's not just about being anointed, it's about being trustworthy. Okay? Being trustworthy. Seek help, so you don't kill yourself. Okay? So that action of yours will not lead you to the grave. Step number 3. Make some quick adjustments around your life. Witchcraft, like every other spiritual malfunction, can be fueled. What is fueling your lust? Are you watching some movies that you're not supposed to watch? Cut it off. Are you listening to some music that you're not supposed to listen to? Are you doing some certain things that becomes a gate for demons to enter your life? You see that? Are you watching pornography? You watching porn? Are you doing some certain things? You need to make some quick adjustments around your life. If possible, change your friends. If possible, change your residence. Make some adjustments. Begin to listen to sane materials. What books are you reading? Begin to read good books. Watch good movies. Listen to good music. Okay? Spend time with reasonable people. With good people. It is a good way to cure witchcraft. These are 3 steps on how to end witchcraft. It has worked for many people, and it will work for you, or for that person that you've noticed who is manifesting witchcraft, and maybe he himself or she herself does not know that he's possessed, she's possessed. You can use this to help them, because witchcraft is a killer disease. It's a dangerous infection. It kills. And one thing about it, it doesn't just kill, it takes you to hell. It damns your soul to eternal destruction. You don't deserve it. Okay? So use this and help yourself. I believe this has blessed you. I believe this has encouraged you and enlightened you and opened your eyes to so much you've maybe never known before. May the Lord help us all. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen and amen. Shalom.